Alright, it's gonna be 2 videos because I already read both chapters for Kagurabachi, and yeah. I'm waiting for the 3rd volume to come out. Once that 3rd volume comes out, let me not get distracted. Number one, the most recent chapter, not the one that just came out, but the week before that. Let's talk about the way Samora descended like a bird out of the sky, and it kind of confirms that each enchanted blade has their own motifs. I think Samora's is birds, because he has crow, he has the owl, and then as we talk about the next chapter after this, I'll explain the 3rd one. But I also think he might have more, considering he might have the same masters that the Shinichi user has, or if not a little bit less than that. But I say that to say, the intensity that Samora brings when he descends in this chapter, it makes it look like as soon as he stepped in the scene, like it's a wrap, it's a done deal, and that's literally how it felt. Because as soon as Chihiro and Hirohiko both drawed their swords, he immediately was on the scene, popped crow immediately, and then as soon as Hirohiko even tried to draw his sword to do banquet, Samora had already cut two Hirohiko and the person that's with him head clean off. I mean, although we soon later find out that this was an illusion caused by the Kumayuri's banquet, the fact of the matter remains that Samora was able to cleanly walk in, decapitate, off immediately. But what's also as interesting, if we're being honest, is Hirohiko's reaction time to pop banquet in a timely manner to react to Samora's sword style. And that just goes to show how crazy Hirohiko is in terms of growth and development. And I'm really hoping this is not the last we see of him, but it just might be. This is really kind of an amalgamation of Hirohiko's ability to be determined. And I wonder if he's bitten off more than he can chew with Samora, because although Hirohiko's experiences is just survival and adaptation, Samora has, if not 2-3 times as much experience as Hirohiko. So I wonder if this is going to be Hirohiko's first actual bad matchup. Like, with Chihiro, it could have gone either way. But for Samora, it's not looking too promising. But it's interesting that it's really depressing to show Samora and his daughter's relationship, because of how Samora immediately is already trying to get the seal back on, and he's not even paying any mind to his daughter, or what the case may be, and he's not paying attention at all. And so it's heartbreaking, you know. It's heartbreaking, and at the same time, it's unfortunate that that's the relationship that they have at this point, where they couldn't remember each other for so long, and now they finally have a reunion where they both remember, and yet the daughter is still trying to reach out to him, and the first instance that she sees of him upon regaining her memories is him telling them to reseal the memory of him back, and it's just, that's heart-wrenching stuff. And it's like, Hirohiko, mind you, played us, because I did not know that he was going to pop banquet. I didn't know he successfully popped it. I thought that it was like he tried, couldn't get to it. But the fact that it's gotten to where it's at now is so crazy to me, because as soon as the blade that Samora even holds in his hand, and it literally melts away, and the fact that he was able to even replicate the feeling of decapitating someone is a crazy feat from Hirohiko, and that's all I can say about Hirohiko's potential in terms of that. And immediately he switches the battle and the means by which this battle is going to happen, because of Banquet's abilities. And the only reason why Chihiro, out of everyone, can even respond is because he already knows about the enchanted blades and their abilities. So if anything, he would have been at the same place as everyone else, just as disoriented, just as problematic. But thankfully, due to plot alone, and although it makes sense, him knowing what the sword does, really gave him the advantage. And it's interesting because when you see how Hokozona has really drawn the enchanted blades and how the enchanted blades have been depicted and how they've been pictured in terms of the Kumiori, Inten, the Tobimune, it's so beautiful how he depicts them, especially for the Kumiori, because it's like two dancing spirits who are pouring like sake into a bowl, and it gives the illusion of drunkenness. And so it makes me really admire the motifs and the ability that Hokuzono has taken the time out to craft and write into the story, especially for the Kumiori, because now it looks so much different than the other swords. Like the Inten and the Tobimune are like, to me they feel like raw powered swords, but for the Kumiori, which is in Hirohiko's hand, which used to be in Aruha's hand, it seems to be a completely different type of sword, and it kind of makes me think of if there's a balance between all the enchanted blades. So they all do something special differently. But even with it saying like it causes intoxicating hallucinations, and they're literally pouring sake, and Samura is disoriented, and all the people are coming in, and he's obviously, his back's against the wall because his daughter is here. There's a bunch of people trying to hurt his said daughter, and he has to defend his daughter and himself at the same time while he can't tell what his surroundings are. And so Chihiro's even trying to tell him, like, switch your focus. If you focus on anything else but protecting her, we finna lose. And to be honest, he was right. It's enough a distraction. And that's the thing I really like about Kagurabachi, is that the IQ of a lot of people, it's just there. Like, there's not a lot of time spent on, I gotta do this, do this, do this. It's understood. Like, it's not one of those things you have to overly explain, like, oh, he's gonna focus on this, so he can focus on that. No, it's not like that at all. It's kind of understood. It to me at least, and I could be jazzing it, it could be implicit to where it's like, yes, of course he's gonna protect his daughter. Like, obviously that's a given. But for Chihiro's IQ and for everyone else's IQ involved to just be like, no, like, focus on your daughter because you're already distracted by her. Like, they're just using the most efficient decisions and moving forward. And I like that the group in Kagurabachi, they're a lot more cognizant, and sometimes they are caught off guard, obviously, but they're a lot more cognizant about making certain decisions. And so for Chihiro, who knows how to protect his ears, and he's able to find Hirohiko, it's crazy because it's just one of those things where I'm like, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. And then to pay the homage to, I don't know if he did this on purpose, but to pay homage to Sakamoto Days' Gaku with the continue and end, the continue and quit menu being up for Hirohiko, where he's like, I want to keep playing one more time. It's like, oh, all right. You got me. You got me. You got the peak out of me. But it's so crazy because Chihiro and Hirohiko, again, the fight choreography, the way it's written, the way it's drawn, and although I can't draw, it's so beautiful. It's like, how can you not, like, sink your teeth into it? And even now, looking back at the chapter, like, as I'm talking, it's still just as crazy. And to think that as soon as the owl came out of the sky, Yura and Hat Hishaku guy immediately went to go try to retrieve the Shinichi. It's like no one's wasting any movement at all. No one's wasting their breath. Everyone's picking up. Everything's urgent. Everything's a dire situation. If Samura gets back into the sky and can tell what's going on, boom, they're done. If Yura can get the sword, we're in trouble. It's so many pieces. One side can't necessarily win more than the other, because as soon as one is aware of the other, specifically Samura, it's wraps. It's wrapped. It's either Yura gets the sword and it's wraps, or Samura goes back in the sky and he's like, oh, I see what you're trying to do, and it's wraps. Regardless, it's the same thing. But it makes me nervous because when I first read this chapter, I was thinking to myself, nah, Hirohiko is not in a good place, because I think he's being arrogant a little bit. And it's not his intention. He's determined. But for someone like Samura, you can't really afford arrogance. We've seen what happened when Chihiro was determined, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're determined. It doesn't matter how much confidence you have. In the face of a greater enemy, he will cut you down. And Samura has shown that every time. But that's all I'm going to say for this chapter, because it's been crazy. So I got another video in the chamber for this next chapter that just recently came out, and I'm going to try to be more on time with this. So y'all be easy. Peace.